Hi guys, it's been a long time. I really apologise. Just different things have been going on. My room's been changed around, so I'm trying to figure out the best camera angle to have. This isn't really the best one, but yeah, I'm gonna start another series. Starting a new series. It's called My Favorite Movies, in which I talk about my favorite movies. Today, the first one is Superman. Now, this review is going to be entirely different to what I've been doing before. It's something I'm trying out, something I've seen lots of other YouTubers doing, so I'm going to try out and see if it's the best for me. Once again, it's experimental, so I don't expect everything to be quite right the way I want it. But I've tried my best. I've tried to put my all into it. I've actually scripted a review for the first time, and from just recording it, I think it's actually made it better to script, so I'm not going off my own thoughts and everything, have something in front of me that I can work from. But anyway, guys, this is a review of Superman, and I hope you enjoy the new format, and if it works, I'm going to continue to use that in the future. So, yeah, guys, hope you enjoy. Thanks very much. So why do I admire and love this old, vintage and supposedly outdated movie so much when clearly there are more modern, bright and shining examples of what superhero movies are supposed to be and claim to be? Well, there are a number of reasons for this. Firstly, and a lot of you might well call bullshit on this one, I would have to say nostalgia is a key reason for me. Why? Because this is one of my earliest memories of film. Perhaps it was one of the first times that I recognised what a movie actually was as an art form and was able to truly appreciate it. Superman is truly one of those movies that I could quote over and over again, but I'm going to avoid this because you guys hear enough impressions from me and I make a dick out of myself. This is also one of the movies that me and my dad bonded over, the others being Die Hard and Toy Story, and as such it has always been very special to me and will continue to be. Secondly, the effects. Now this movie was made in 1977, released in 1978, and as such was made on the very cusp of when special effects were beginning to come into play in Hollywood and indeed in filmmaking in general. And I would say that with a budget of $55 million, the effects are state of the art for the time it was made. And it's easy to say that. I mean, some of the flying effects are still absolutely incredible to look at, such as the famous flying scene where Superman takes Lois Lane into the sky, or the first scene when we see Clark Kent transform into Superman, which in my opinion is one of the best scenes in movie history. That's just me saying that though. As an adult, of course, I can see the parts where blue screen was used, and the movie seems to lose some believability. But maybe because of my blind nostalgia, I think this actually makes the movie even more magical. Thirdly, the casting. I mean, just look at the amount of Hollywood heavyweights this movie had. Christopher Reeve, who was relatively unknown at this point, which is one of his starring roles really, one of his first starring roles that he ever had. Margot Kidder, Gene Hackman, Marlon Brando, and even Terrence Stamp. When it comes to Christopher Reeve, he will always be Superman to me. The way in which he could play the tall, dark and heroic Superman, juxtaposed with the nerdy, wimpy and pacifist Clark Kent, was nothing short of astounding. Likewise, Margot Kidder knocks it completely out of the park as Lois Lane and is portrayed exactly how the comics intended. Now, Gene Hackman is a mixed bag for me. While he plays up the maniacal part very, very close to the end, and very, very well I might add, he was very goofy and campy, as most of the movie is, and that's where most of the criticism for it comes, but I think it adds to it. But it was hard to take him seriously as Lex Luthor. This, along with his two henchmen, Otis and Miss Tessmacher, both of whom were original characters for the movie, it makes the villains very hard to take seriously, to be honest. Lastly, I admire Superman because without it, perhaps we wouldn't have the vast array of superhero movies and franchises we have today. If Richard Donner had not taken a chance with Superman, there's a very good probability that Tim Burton would not have taken the chance with Batman, that Sam Raimi wouldn't have taken the chance with Spider-Man, even that Christopher Nolan would not have made his Dark Knight trilogy, which in my opinion are some of the greatest movies ever made. So to all the naysayers, I would say this: ask yourself, would we be getting next year's Batman vs Superman movie if we didn't have Richard Donner's Superman? I certainly don't think so. To me, this movie is both a pioneer and a trailblazer, and it should be treated as such. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.
This country is safe against Superman, thanks to you.
No, sir. Don't thank me, Warden. We're all part of the same team. Night.